Hi, I'm Aniki Nippon, and today I would like to speak on the new and latest Supreme Court nominee, Kegan. Now, there's one justice if I were to choose out of all of them that are sitting on the bench right now. One of them that comes to mind that I strongly support as far as the opinions and positions of a Supreme Court justice and their role as a justice. And that person is Justice Antonin Scalia. Now, Justice Scalia has the opinion of an originalist. Basically, there's the originalist, the people who think that the Constitution, although changes with times, only when it comes to advancing technology and so on, basically the opinion of the court should remain the same as the Constitution means when it was written. For example, freedom of speech should apply to the FCC and every other organization that argues for free speech, the way that it was intended, the way that it meant when it was written in 1776. And under definitions such as, well, Roe versus Wade, or decisions such as Roe versus Wade, or controversial positions that the Supreme Court takes, there's also something known as the activist position, meaning that basically the justice has the right to decide what the country's needs are based on the current political scope and what the intent or the spirit of the law should mean. Basically, a living document type of position. And not all justices are like that, but certainly Justice Scalia is not one of them. Justice Scalia, in his own opinion, said Roe versus Wade was a bad decision, not because he agrees or disagrees with the law, but to say whether it's a constitutional issue is irrelevant, because obviously the Founding Fathers had no intentions of including gays or homosexuals or even abortion issues in mind when they wrote it a couple hundred years ago. They couldn't have. There's no way that it could have been. But he does say that's the job of the legislature. That's a job of a democracy. It's a job of a democratic society to fight for certain issues and certain rights for making a position legal or illegal. That's the job of the legislature. We make things law. Where the courts come in is where they're supposed to interpret the law. They're not supposed to write law. They're not supposed to rewrite law or change certain positions based on the power that they have. And I suppose there is some kind of attraction towards making a Supreme Court decision, because that decision does stick. And it doesn't change until there's a case that's valid enough in order to make that original viewpoint being changed to begin with. For example, there is a famous Oliver Wendell Holmes case on free speech, and that got overturned by the Ohio case for free speech in 1960s. Anyways, I'll post the links down below as usual. But as far as how does this relate to Kegan? Well, Kegan is the Solicitor General for the United States. She's a very, very bright woman. Any one of the nominees they select for nomination for the Supreme Court are always pretty smart. Not always qualified, but very, very smart. As far as her position, whether or not she's an activist or originalist, it's very clear that she's more of an activist. And that concerns me. At one point she said, well, you know, sexual orientation is nobody's business. While I do personally politically agree with her, how that applies to the law and how she makes the law apply that principle, I think is stretching the job of the Supreme Court and stretching the job of the courts and the justice and the justice's way. It's not her job or her place to do such a thing, and that's where I disagree with Kegan. And of course, that has nothing to do, and that says nothing to do, or it says nothing to do. It says nothing about her intelligence, or it doesn't say anything about her understanding of the law. I know she's a very, very bright woman, but as far as electing her as the next Supreme Court Justice, I don't know if it's the wisest decision. Of course, I've made my case, and I know it's not a very strong case in this video, but I just wanted to put this out there just so people understand where I stand on these sort of decisions. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe as always.